So we talked about melody, harmony, and rhythm is kind of the last thing. Well, rhythm is basically beat. How do you think we should describe rhythm?
I think the first thing is you just got to understand the basic beat, the basic quarter note. So if we have the most common time signature is 4/4, so you would count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got to understand that on every beat, that's what makes a quarter note. And a quarter note gets one beat in 4/4 time.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have other lessons and other talks on breaking down rhythm and what a quarter note is. I think a lot of people that have taken music understand that. You're just basically dividing up notes equally. So in other words, if 4/4 time is the most common time signature, it means you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you just hear that all the time in music. And then you break that down. If you hold a note for 4 beats, what's that called?
Yeah, that's called a hold note.
Right, and that's the one with the circle. And then if you have half notes, then there's 2 halves equal a whole. It's math. Music is math.
Yeah.
And then you have 4 quarter notes. You have 4 quarters in a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a whole, like that's the dollar, and you break it into 4. It's quarter notes. So you'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, and you tap like that.
Sometimes with my student, I'll just say, hey, you have a pie, and you cut it into 4 different pieces.
Oh, okay.
Those are quarters.
Okay.
So the pie is the measure. So there's 4 quarter notes in the measure.
Mm-hmm. And then you just mentioned the word measure, and what that is in music, as it's written out, you have what they call bar lines, and they're usually kind of equal depending on how many notes are in there. And so you break music into what you call measures. It's the same thing like if you had a ruler.
Yeah.
The main measures are the inch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're measuring basically, and so those are in rhythm. You can have intervals, right? It's the distance between the notes, like that. And really, I've thought about this interval thing. We'll have a whole session on that too. Music is a lot about intervals if you break that down. Like what would be interval, like we talk about interval between 2 notes, like you put 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a measure of time in between each one of those. And so what would be an interval if we talked about scales? What could be an interval there?
Yeah, well, an interval could be like between a C and an E.
Okay, so the distance between 2 notes can be an interval, and we'll talk about that later too. There's different types of intervals because notes get farther and farther apart from each other.
And then if you look at just the measure with the 4 beats in it, that's a measure of time. So if you have like say 60 beats per minute, those are seconds. So you get through that measure, there's 4 seconds. So that's a measure of time. Those are quarter notes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I always start, like with my students, I show them 60 beats per minute out with the metronome, and then that's your measure of time.
Yeah, so that's good. You and I have worked a lot with recording and with what they call click tracks, and helping you keep the beat. And so that's about 60.
Yeah.
That's about every second. If you looked at a clock, there's going to be 60 clicks in there, and you're right. So there's a definite distance of time between those, an interval. Yeah. So, okay. Well, this is great. I think we're going to have some really good information coming as we go. And you and I have been blessed to be private, self-employed music teachers for years and years and years. Mm-hmm. I'm going on 20, and I think...
And I'm 16 plus.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Full-time's been 15, 16. Yeah.
Right. And over the years, we've taught many students.
Yeah.
I think you and I kind of pride ourselves on longevity. We both have some students been with us well over 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they'll start with us as a child and stay all the way through high school. And the funniest thing, you talk about time going fast, is when all of a sudden somebody we started in 4th or 5th grade starts driving themselves to their lessons.
Right. I've had several.
And we've had several of those.
Yeah, and I've got some coming up.
Yeah, we've even had some pulling up on their motorcycles, But no, it's been great. We're privileged to do what we do, and we love what we do. And so as Hanson Music Studios, we're carving out the future for a lot of kids. We're really helping them, and through this pandemic, it's been one of the few things that has felt normal for some of our students to come in here and just have some normal.
Yeah, I think kids are craving that normalcy now.
Yeah.
So they need that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been a good session, and we can't wait till the next one.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
See you later.
See ya.